Hey my dudes, my name is Cecilia and welcome to my kitchen here in Stockholm, Sweden. Today is the 5th day of our 12 days of Christmas 2023 and we are making AMBROSIAKAKA. This is one of my all-time favorite cakes. It's so soft, it's so moist, I love the orange flavor and it's so beautiful. This cake is actually not Christmassy at all. I have made this for many years in all different seasons, but it landed in this year's 12 Days of Christmas series for a couple different reasons. One, it's citrus season. Two, it's so beautiful and kind of glittery from the sugar. I just think it looks really festive. And three, because this is one of my most used recipes. I seriously have made this so many times and I still haven't made a video about it. And not for lack of trying, I have fully filmed this cake 2 other times and it just has gotten trashed. And not because of anything wrong with the cake or the recipe. The cake is great, the recipe is solid. I've been using the same one for like 10 years now. But because I just couldn't film it. Something always went wrong, something was always weird, and I just never actually got the video made. But now, finally, I feel like I am successful in filming this and showing you guys how to make this amazing cake. So let's just get started. To begin, peel 2 to 3 large oranges. You want as little of the pith as possible. Throw those into a pot and cover with cold water. Bring to a boil, then strain off the water. Add new cold water and bring to a boil again. We want to do this for a total of 3 times to get rid of some of the bitterness in the peel. Once blanched, pour 300 grams of water and 300 grams of sugar into the pot and bring to a boil. Throw in the peels and let simmer for about 30 minutes until they're shiny and translucent. Pour into a bowl and let cool. This is the part of the cake where I get a little bit extra and a little bit fussy, and it's just because that's how I work. You guys don't have to do this. You can be as fussy and as extra as you would like to be. So this is cooled down. I take each individual little orange peel here and I kind of spread it out, and I like to cut out diamond shapes. So I clean up my edges and then I just go through and I cut each piece into diamonds. Pop them in the sugar. You can cut these into strips. You can cut them into whatever shape you really want. I just like to do this diamond thing because I think it's pretty. And if you're thinking, wow, that looks like it's gonna take a lot of time. Yes, it takes quite a bit of time. So as you go, I like to do this after I've gotten a nice little handful going here, and you just kind of mix it around in the sugar so they're really well coated. And then you want to get off all the excess so that they're like this, and then you just put them on a parchment lined tray and they need to dry. Now I have many a time made ambrosia cake in one day, like started candying, made these, left them to dry for an hour or 2 while I was making the cake and it was baking, and then it cooled, and then put these directly on top. But best practice is definitely to do this the day beforehand, but also it can be done in one day if you want it to be. I've done it in like an afternoon as well, just because I didn't plan my time well. These guys go to dry, and also all of these scraps here you want to save. We are going to be using those later in the cake itself, so don't throw those away. These are precious. All done with our diamonds. Take your scraps. This is actually a little bit too much, but that's okay. And you want to cut it down basically as finely as you can. All right, I think that's about as fine as I have patience for today. We will be using about a tablespoon of this in the cake. Now, obviously this is more than a tablespoon, but you can throw this into so many different things. I love to eat these orange peels mixed into some Greek yogurt with some honey and some granola. Basically, if it's any recipe that calls for orange or even lemon zest, you can add these in. So almost all parts of the candying process we are going to use in the final cake. So keep your finely chopped peels. We also want to keep all of the orange syrup that the peels were cooked in. Now we just take all of our diamonds. I like to cut them all at once and then sugar them all at once because I'm lazy. Before making the cake batter, grease the bottom of a 23 centimeter springform pan. Line with parchment, snap on the sides, and brush liberally with butter. Into a large bowl goes 200 grams of softened butter and 270 grams of sugar. Mix together until there are no more lumps of sugar. Add in 1 egg, whisk together, then add in the second egg and whisk together again. Sift in 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder and 180 grams of flour. Gently fold together, making sure there are no dry spots. Add the zest of 1 lemon and 1 tablespoon of chopped candied peel and fold into the batter. Add about half of 90 grams of boiling water, mixing into the batter, then add the rest of the water and mix until you have one silky, homogeneous batter. Pour into the spring form and smooth out on top. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 50 minutes or until it's golden brown. As soon as the cake comes out of the oven, I like to pop it out of here. Lovely. And I like to flip it onto its plate while it's still warm. So you want to try to center it as best as you possibly can. Also, do know that unless you put a piece of parchment down, like this is going to stick to this plate. You will not be able to move it again, which I don't mind. I'm still going to be able to make nice slices out of it, but it would be really hard to transfer to like a different plate. Go underneath and you just flip. Oh, gorgeous. And this way you get a cake that is perfectly flat on top because the plate isn't flat and it kind of squishes it down. And now it's so, so beautiful. Now all we have to do is wait for it to cool. While our cake is cooling, we're gonna make a quick glaze for the top of it. And this is just a powdered sugar glaze. I'm not even going to scale it out. I'm using about a deciliter of powdered sugar to start. Actually 2 deciliters. That's gonna equal about 1 US cup. I will have the gram amounts in the recipe, of course, but I usually do these glazes just based on vibes. Today, I'm going to be using some water. I've also done this glaze with lemon juice, orange juice, like you could also do this with milk. It just is kind of up to you. I think this is more than I'm going to need, but we'll see. Sometimes I like it when it's a really thin glaze and it runs off the sides. That can be really pretty, kind of that like glazed donut look. But today I want something really nice and thick. I've been into more thicker glazes lately. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. I like how I'm checking the cake. It's literally been not even 3 minutes. Like not figuratively, it's literally been not even 3 minutes since I took this out of the oven. I'm like, is it cool yet? Is it ready yet? Is it? Is it? No. I'm trying to figure out how much I care. I am missing one thing though. Hold on. So I have here the syrup from candying the orange peels yesterday in probably like the most unattractive container I could have put it in. I like to lightly dab on some of this syrup as just kind of like a soak. The cake should not really need more moisture, as in like it's super dry, but I think that this syrup, because it comes from candying the peels, it's like really orangey, but also just a little bit bitter in a really nice way. And I don't know, I just really like to do this. This is optional, is what I'm trying to say, guys. Do whatever you want. As with so many of my recipes, do whatever you want. All right, there you go. I'm not gonna put too much on. This, by the way, also great in cocktails. So don't throw this away. Is it cool enough yet? It's been 1 extra minute. Is it cool enough yet? Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Is it actually cool enough? Probably not. Are we gonna go for it anyways? Yes, obviously. All right, we're gonna start with most of it and see where that takes us. You wanna be gentle because you don't wanna rip the cake up, like pick up a lot of crumbs and stuff. I just wanna take it right to the edge. All right, I'm definitely gonna need more here. I think this was actually the perfect amount of glaze. I thought it was gonna be too much, but I don't think it is. Beautiful. Okay, now, before this completely dries, we want to put on all of our little diamonds here. I like to start on the outside, and you just kind of gently place them. And like these triangles are all not the same size, and that's fine. Like, it's okay. Best cake ever, 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 ever. It's like impossible to not just like straight eat the entire slice, just like shove it in my mouth. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked today's video, then please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a good day and that I'll see you around next time. Hej då! Get this recipe and 23 more Swedish Christmas classics in my latest ebook, 24 Days of Christmas, available for purchase on my website now.